Good morning, children. I think so. Your exams have gone very well. So today onwards we'll start with a new lesson. So the name of the lesson is Monuments of India. So what is a monument? So monument, it is a structure that is as a building. It is made on a stone or as a statue which is made to keep alive the memory of a person or any event. So something that serves as a good reminder. So that is a monument. In our country, in India, there are many monuments that was built centuries ago. So they are of temples, many forts, many other memorials, historical buildings, archaeological sites, and also some statues. So these all are monuments that are made in India. And India is mainly known throughout the world for its stunning monuments, that is very attractive monuments. And it is carved out of stones. So it was a handmade, we can say that monuments of India that are made from the hand by the centuries ago by the ancient people. So many Indians as well as foreign tourists come to see the splendors of their architecture and learn about their history. So many people from many different places come to see this attractive monuments and learn the history behind these monuments. So today we are going to learn some name of the monuments of India, famous monuments names of India. Let's see first one about Pancharathas. So it is also known as five Rathas or Pandava Rathas. So it is a monument. It is a monument at Mahabalipuram, and it is located on the coast of the Bay of Bengal, that is in Kanchipuram district of state of Tamil Nadu in India. So it is located in Tamil Nadu in India. So this Pancharatha monument, it is carved out of Indian rock cut architecture, and it is carved out of a single rock, and it was during the Pallava period. And this Pancharathas were carved during the period of King Mahendra Varman and his son Narasimha Varman. And the purpose of this construction is not known, as the construction was not completed. And the structures are collectively named after the Pancha Pandavas, that is the five sons of King Pandu from the Hindu epic Mahabharata. All these these constructions, they are carved from pink granite outcropping, with each ratha having a unique layout, that is layout of a rectangular, square, such type of shapes. And there are also animal sculptures carved in the Pancharathas. So Pancharathas, it is in Mahabalipuram, and it is carved out of a single rock during the Pallava period. Now we will see the next monument, that is Sanchi Stupa. So Sanchi Stupa, it is a Buddhist complex. It is famous for its great stupa, and on a hilltop at Sanchi town in Raisan district of the state of Madhya Pradesh. So it is located in northeast of Bhopal, that is in the capital of Madhya Pradesh. So this great stupa at Sanchi, it is one of the oldest stone structure in India, and it is an important monument of Indian architecture. So this Buddhist monument, it was built by the Emperor Ashoka, and it was built in the 3rd century BCE. So this stupa, it was built out of from a large bricks and with mud mortar, and it also has a raised terraces at the base and a wooden railing, and was crowned by a stone umbrella. So you can see from the picture the shape of the Sanchi Stupa. And the main body of the stupa symbolizes the cosmic mountain, that is it is topped by Harmika to hold the triple umbrella or Chatraveli, which represent the three jewels of Buddhism, that is the Buddha, the Dharma and the Sangha. So this monument, it is built by Emperor Ashoka and it is one of the oldest stone structure in India. Now we will see the next monument, that is Brihadeshwara temple. So it is also called as Rajareshwaram or Brihadeshwara temple, which is a Hindu temple which is dedicated to Shiva, located in south bank of Kaveri river in Tanjavur in Tamil Nadu. So it is one of the largest South Indian temples, and it is a big example of fully realized Tamil architecture. It was built by Tamil king Raja Chola I between 1003 and 1010 AD, and this temple, it is a part of UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is also known as the Great Living Chola Temples. It was built by Tamil architecture style with high walls, a fort-like entrance, separate rooms inside with long corridors and paintings of Shiva on the walls. The temple is formed of 130,000 tons of it, often a huge giant pieces of it that would be impossible for any human to move. So there is no binding material, only interlocking between the stones. So this Brihadeshwar temple, it is one of the largest in India, built by Chola kings more than 1000 years ago, and it is, during its building, it was the tallest temple at that time. Now we will see the next one, that is Sun Temple. So Sun Temple, it is a Konark Surya Mandir. It is a 13th century Sun Temple. It is in the northeast from Puri on the coastline of Odisha, that is in India. The temple is attributed to King Narasimhadeva I of the Eastern Ganga dynasty. So this famous sun temple, it is dedicated to the Hindu sun god Surya. The name Konark derives from the Sanskrit words Kona and Ark, which means ankle and the sun, respectively. The 12 stone carved wheels of the Konark Sun Temple represent the 12 months of a year. So these wheels that are found at the base of the temples also show time. The temple is shaped in the form of a huge sun chariot. So this chariot is drawn by 7 horses, which represent 7 days of a week. So at the entrance of the Sun Temple, 2 lions are at either side of the entrance that are seen crushing an elephant each. Beneath each elephant is a human being. So here the lion represents power and the elephant portrays wealth. So Sun Temple, which is located in Konark in Odisha, it is a famous temple which is dedicated to the sun god Surya. Now we'll see the next monument, that is very famous monument, that is Qutub Minar. So Qutub Minar, it is the tallest minaret in the world and it is made of bricks. So the Victory, it is also called as Victory Tower. So it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in the Mehrauli area of New Delhi in India. So the height of Qutub Minar is 72.5 meters, making it is the tallest minaret in the world, built of bricks. So it is an Islamic religious architecture, the tower from which the faithful are called to prayer 5 times each day by a muezzin or crier. So such a tower, it is always connected with a mosque and has 1 or more balconies or open galleries. The Qutub Minar was began to build after the Quwwat-ul-Islam Mosque, which was started around 1192 by Qutbuddin Aibak, first ruler of Delhi Sultanate. And Qutub Minar, it has 5 superposed stories, where the lowest 3, it is fluted with cylindrical shafts or columns of pale red stones, and the 4th column, it is of marble and is relatively plain, and the 5th, it is of marble and sandstone. The whole tower contains a spiral staircase of 379 steps. So at the foot of the tower is the Kuwait ul Islam Mosque. The Qutub Minar tilts just over 65 centimeters from the vertical, which is considered to be within safe limits. The quotations from the Quran are inscribed on the walls of the monument. The uniqueness of this structure has made it a top attraction of Delhi ever since its construction. So Qutub Minar, it is the tallest minaret in the world and it is made of bricks. Now we'll see the next monument, that is Red Fort. So Red Fort, it is a historic fort that is located in the city of Delhi in India and that served as the main residence of the Mughal emperors. So the Emperor Shah Jahan commissioned construction of the Red Fort on an earlier 10th century fort by Angkapal Tomar on 12th May 1638 when he decided to shift his capital from Agra to Delhi. So it was constructed with red and white paintings which is credited to architect Ustad Ahmad Lahori, who also constructed the Taj Mahal. On 15th August 1947, the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, raised the Indian national flag above the Lahori Gate. So every year on India's Independence Day, 15th August, the Prime Minister hosts Indian tricolor flag at the fort's main gate and delivers a nationally broadcast speech from its ramparts. And today the Red Fort is one of the top tourist places in Delhi and it is also included in the list of UNESCO World Heritage Site in Delhi for its architectural splendor and its historical significance. Now we'll see the last one, that is Gateway of India. So Gateway of India, it is an arch monument built in the early 20th century in the city of Mumbai in the Indian state of Maharashtra. And this monument in Mumbai, it was built to commemorate, that is to show respect or to celebrate the King Emperor George V and Queen Empress Mary. So the first British monarch to visit India. So it was built to show respect or to celebrate by building the monument. It was built. So at the time of the royal visit, the gateway was not yet built and a cardboard structure greeted the monarch. So this monument, it is located on the waterfront at an angle opposite the Taj Mahal Palace and Tower Hotel and overlooks the Arabian Sea. Today the monument is synonymous with the city of Mumbai and is amongst its prime tourist attraction. And after the independence, following the independence, the last British troops to leave India, the 1st Battalion of the Light Infantry passed to the gateway with a 21-gun salute, a part of ceremony on 28 February 1948. So, this Gateway of India, it is a monument in Mumbai which was constructed to commemorate the visit of King George V to India. I think so children, you have understood some names of monuments of India and some descriptions. So see now in your exercise part you have to identify the monuments based on the clues. So you can do this as your homework as I have given you the some of the basic knowledge. So now see the next part, that is fun part. Now see the fun time part. So you have to fill in the missing letters to find the names of these famous Indian monuments. So images are given, you have to fill the missing letters. Now see the first image. So first image, it is India Gate. So you can write INDIAGATE. India Gate, it is also known as All India War Memorial. So it is located on the eastern edge of New Delhi. So you can write first one, India Gate. Now see the second image. So second image, it is called as, this monument it is called as Charminar. So the spelling of Charminar, it is CHARMINAR. So Charminar, it is constructed in 1951. It is a monument and it is a mosque located in Hyderabad in Telangana in India. So the spelling of Charminar is Charminar. Now see the third image. So from the image you can see that it is a cave. So the name of this cave, it is called Ajanta Cave. So you can write the spelling Ajantacave, Ajanta Caves. So the Ajanta Caves, they are approximately of 30 cut Buddhist cave monuments. So it is located in Aurangabad district of Maharashtra state. So the spelling is Ajantacaves, Ajanta Caves. Now see the fourth image. So I think so you know this is a very famous temple, that is, it is called as Golden Temple. You can see the color of the temple, it is a golden temple. So spelling is Goldentemple. So Golden Temple, it is also known as Harmandir Sahib, meaning abode of God, that is a Punjabi pronunciation. So it is located in the city of Amritsar in Punjab in India. So it is a preeminent spiritual site of Sikhism. So you can write Golden Temple, Goldentemple. Now see the next image, you can see it is in the shape of lotus. So it is called as Lotus Temple. So the spelling is Lotustemple. So it is located in Delhi in India. So it is a Baha'i house of worship. It was dedicated in December 1986. So it is a flower-like shape, which is a very prominent attraction in the city. So the spelling is Lotus, Lotus Temple, Lotus Temple. Now see the last image, sixth image. So this monument, it is called as Jantar Mantar. So Jantar Mantar, it is a meaning calculation instrument. So it is derived from two separate Hindi words, that is Jantar meaning means instrument and Mantar meaning means formula or calculation. So the spelling is Jantar, Jantar, Mantar, Jantar Mantar. So it was built by King Maharaja Jai Singh II, who had a very interest in mathematics, architecture and astrology, and it is located in Delhi city. The purpose of this construction, this monument, was to predict the times and movements of the sun, moon and planets. So for astronomy purpose it was built. So the spelling is Jantar, Jantar, Mantar, Jantar Mantar. Okay children, I think so you have understood a few basic knowledge about the monuments of India. So learn the name of the monuments. Okay children, that's it for today. Thank you.